Welcome back to microeconomics class. In this class, I'll be solving this question on market structure. This is question 9. Suppose a perfectly competitive firm total cost equation is suppose a perfectly competitive firm's total cost equation is TC equals 100 plus Q squared plus Q, where Q, that is small q, is the quantity of output produced by the firm. So take note of that. This small letter q represents the quantity of output produced by the firm, that is, this perfectly competitive firm. The market demand function is given as P equals 1000 minus 2Q, where Q, you can see this is capital letter Q, is the market quantity, while small q represents the quantity of output produced by the firm. Capital letter Q represents the market quantity, that is, the quantity of outputs in the market. Now, where Q is the quantity, where Q is the, that is, where capital letter Q is the market quantity. Assuming the market equilibrium quantity is 300 units, find the A, market equilibrium price, B, firm's profit maximizing output level. So this question is very simple, don't be scared. So let me show you how to solve this question step by step. So here we have the solution. Question 1 says we write out the cost function. You can see in here we are asked to find the market equilibrium price. So to find the market equilibrium price, so we look at the demand function we are given. We are given an inverse demand function, which is P equals 1000 minus 2Q. And to determine the equivalent price, we need to know the equivalent quantity. And we have been given that equivalent quantity, which is 300 units. You can see, if I plug in this 300 units here, I will get equivalent price. Okay? So, since we know that QE, that is equivalent quantity, is 300, okay? So, therefore, we know that P will be equals to 1000 minus 2, 300. Okay? Now, we have P will be equals to 1000 minus 600. Therefore, P is equals to 400. Okay? Therefore, P, that is the equivalent price, is equals to 400. So we are done with question A. So the question says find the firm's profit maximizing output level. B, profit maximizing output level. So you are going to recall the profit maximization rule. So that is MR is equal to MC. Okay? But because it is a perfectly competitive firm, for a perfectly competitive firm, MR is equal to P. Okay? Therefore, I can replace MR with P here. Okay? In other words, this can be written as P equals to MC if this is true. Hope you understand that. You see, for a competitive firm, MR is always equals to P. And we say the general profit maximization rule is that MR is equal to MC. Okay? Now, if MR is equal to MC and we know for a competitive market MR is equal to P, so we can rewrite the profit maximization rule for a perfectly competitive firm as P equals to MC. Okay, we can derive MC from TC. So you recall that you have your TC to be equals to 100 plus Q squared plus Q. Then we can easily derive marginal cost function from this total cost function. Therefore, we have MC is equals to the TC over the Q. Don't forget small q, which is equals to, this is a constant, it will go away, so we have 2Q plus 1. Okay, therefore, we go back to this rule, then we apply this rule. What is our P? Our P is 400. We have 400 is equals to MC, which is 2Q plus 1. Then we collect the like times. So we have 400 minus 1 equals to 2Q. Then we have 399 is equals to 2Q. Then we divide both sides by 2. That is the coefficient of Q. Then we have that is we have 399 over 2 equals to 2Q over 2. So this cancels this. So by the time we divide this, 399 divided by 2, we have 199.5, which is equals to Q. That is our Q. That is the firm profit maximizing output level is equal to 199.5 units. So don't forget to like the video, drop your comment, and share the video. You follow this page for more updates. If you have not been following the page, thank you. See you in the next video.